Today on Teuty's track analysis, we have the track of the day for February 2nd, Downside Up by Akima NN7. Downside Up is a grass track that also features a few road sections. It also has a few sections in which you acquire the reactor boost up and down and drive over reset blocks. With the info listed, I would say the difficulty of the track is about average, rating it a 5 out of 10. However, the slow standing respawns in combination with the speed checks will result in lower skill players having issues just completing the track. If you don't have problems getting past these speed checks though, the track does drive very well. On the plus-minus rating scale, I would give Downside Up a plus rating. For today's analysis and comparison, we're using the current world record Ghost, which was driven by Elcon. They had a 35.465, which is 1.032 ahead of my personal best. Overall today, there's not going to be a major difference between our lines. The large majority of what happens today is going to be from this part right here, right at the start. Upon leaving the platform, you get a reactor boost up, and right now you can see that the world record is breaking, which will allow them to reduce their airtime a little bit, get a little bit earlier landing, and this will cause them to get a zoop. This zoop gives them a massive speed boost upon landing. I'll be 38 speed behind, 279 speed for me, and 317 for them. It's such a huge difference here immediately at the start of the track. And it really starts a downfall if you do not get this zoop. It is a rather annoying start here, and one that I just don't care for at all. If this wasn't in the track, I would have given it a triple plus rating, but it's such a massive thing in the entire track that if you don't get it, it costs you so much extra time. Moving forward here a little bit to the next checkpoint, it doesn't look like we're that far behind. The world record only has, 35 extra speed than me, and they're only a 10th ahead. But the issue is, as we continue on, that speed is so massive that by the time we get to the next checkpoint that's only 2 seconds ahead of us right now, I lose another 0.33 seconds. So because of that zoop right here, I'm almost half a second behind. Moving on from the zoops though, and into this first turn here, you want to, of course, remain on a very tight inside line the best you can. The further inside, the better, because on the exit, you can straighten out a little bit faster and stop the sliding. Once you get through this little bit of upcoming road section, you want to be angled kind of directly at the upcoming corner, so you can get a nice clean line through it. Here, I was a little bit late starting to turn to the right, and I won't quite get there and will result in a wider line. The world record and I end up on similar lines on the exit here. We change up a little bit and then get on the same line again. However, through this part, I do end up going a little bit wider on the entrance, but it will help me a little bit on the exit as I'll be able to straighten out a little bit faster. However, it'll still put me a little bit behind here. Again, try your best to hug the line as you go through, and the same could be said for this upcoming turn as well. I'm a little bit wider once again, while the world record is really hugging the apex of that turn. Of course, I do lose a little bit of time here. However, my exit is a little bit straighter, and I do manage to pull up and get on a similar pace to the world record. This takes us up to this next ramp, in which there is another reactor boost zoop here, this time with a reactor boost down zoop, a very odd one, but you'll see once we get to the other side that the world record will pull ahead. Upon landing, they will have an extra 16 speed than I do. It's not apparent immediately, but as we unpause, we'll see them start to pull very far ahead yet again. And the last little thing here today as we continue on, just make sure you take a low line through this area, too high up on the hill, and you will get some airtime. So today we got a pretty decent track. The zoop at the start is rather annoying. The reactor boost up seems to be causing so many issues lately, especially on the campaign tracks, but it has been a little bit of an issue on track of the day tracks as well. Other topics today I want to go over. The standing respawns could have been a little bit better. Generally on a faster paced track like this, you want a standing respawn outside the track with a boost to help you get you back up to speed. And that would have helped out with the standing respawns if you cannot make a speed check. Because as of right now, like I said earlier, you need to have very clean lines after standing respawn in order to make those speed checks. Those are just a couple of things to keep in mind if you are currently creating a track or plan on creating a track in the future. But again, overall, we got a very nice track today. And hey, if you like today's video, please like it and subscribe. Check the description for links to my Twitch and Discord if you're interested in those locations. And be sure to check out all the other Trackmania content on the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next track analysis.